What is going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new video of Building Pinterest. In this week's video, I'm going to show you how I built this koozie holder. Follow me along and let's get straight into this build. All right, I've got everything drawn up now. It looks like the idea of the project is going to be 12-inch base, 4.5 on each side. That is accounting for 3 3/4 of the koozie. And then plus we're going to be doing 45-degree miter cuts on these corners just because I really like how it looks. And in the Pinterest post, they just had a butt joint on it, but I prefer the 45-degree miter joint. So I just think it looks cleaner. We're going to do that. So I added 3/4 of an inch to my 3.75 to give us 4.5 tall total. And then since the spindle right here that I picked up is going to be sitting inside each of these, the spindle is going to be sitting inside of the ends right here, we are going to be going 12. That way it sits all the way through of the wood. So with our little rough blueprint being drawn up, we can go ahead and start cutting. Okay, now that we have all of our pieces here cut, ready to go, we are going to kind of map out where we want our spindles to go. Going well so far. So how I'm going to do this next part is just going to be kind of eyeballing how I want the spindles to sit. Now they're about right there. Let's use a scrap block. All right, let's go ahead and start drilling. Now that I have my holes marked out, we're just going to use our 1/2-inch bit. Okay, let's go ahead and do the same thing for this side. Okay, so for whatever reason, I must have been too close to the edge for that big of a bit. You can see it gnawed a chunk out of there on that one, and it did the same thing to both of the holes on this side. That's not too pretty at all. We might just leave it though, you know, let our imperfections speak for us. So we're gonna let it go. It's just gonna be sitting in my garage anyways, so I'm not too worried about it, but that is very disappointing. If you guys know why that happened or how I could have prevented that, let me know in the comments below. I'm sure there's some simple, easy trick that I just don't know of. I probably could have taped it. Tape might have held onto it a little bit better, but this big old bit just wanted to chew right through it. So let's just go ahead and start assembling. All right, now that we have everything sanded, I would honestly probably recommend to stain everything first if you're gonna stain it. I want to do that, but I also just want to put it all together and then just worry about staining it later. The only reason I say that is because for the way I want this to look is I really actually wasn't going to stain these at all. I wanted these to stay how they looked. Because I actually do. I don't know if I showed you guys this. This is the spindle I found at Lowe's. It had a great character to it, I guess. I thought it looked really cool. The rest of them were just blank pine white spindles. This one looked really cool, and I really appreciated the texture and the grain of it. So I want to leave these unstained. I like the way it looks. So I think if we do a dark stain on this while leaving these two blank would look super nice. Which means trying to stain and not get these stained is going to be kind of a pain. So, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and stain right now. I just talked my way into that. So let's go ahead and start staining. So for the stain, I'm going to be using this special walnut. I honestly always thought it was just called walnut, or maybe I really did get the special kind and maybe there is a normal walnut. Anyways, I'm using this walnut color. I'm going to be just using this old t-shirt I just cut up, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and start applying this. All right, well, now that we have our pieces stained, I'm going to go ahead and let this dry overnight. See you then. All right, now that we have let this dry overnight, we have all of our pieces stained. Looks pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to put a clear coat on this or not. If I do, it'll be after everything is said and done and all put together. So let's start putting things together now. Okay, so the way I'm going to put this together is I'm going to start off by putting these guys on, because I have a feeling that if I waited until after these were already glued on, that it would be a pain to try to shimmy these in, which I know it would be a pain. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these on first, and it's probably going to be a pretty tight fit, so I grabbed a little rubber mallet just to kind of tap them in. So let us see. All right, so I have them in here, and I was just kind of dry fitting them, but now I'm wondering if I'm even going to glue them in there. I mean, it's really snug, and there's not any like weight bearing issues that are going to cause this thing to flop around. So I think I'm just gonna glue the edges and then pop 2 nails on each side in and call it a day. Well, by call it a day, I mean done with that portion of the project. I'm still gonna shave off these ends. You can see what I did here is I wanted the character of the spindles to really stand out. So I tried to shove as much as just the plain pine out as I could and keep the nice grain, or the fun grain anyways. So let's go ahead and try to glue this together. All right, now that you guys just watched me struggle to get these corners put on, or these ends put on, I ended up going more nail route than glue route. The nails were just a whole lot quicker and a little bit easier to kind of maneuver this thing. I don't have a right angle clamp, so trying to find a way to pinch everything together in a clean cut way isn't too easy. Anyways, just holding the nails on was a whole lot easier. Or just holding the boards on and put a nail in, a lot easier. So we did that. One thing I did mess up on that I'll show you guys is on this one, I put the nails on the bottom thinking, you know, oh, it'd be setting down, you'll never see the nails. And then I went to this side and completely disregarded every thought I've ever had, and I put them in on the side. So, whatever. So I don't know if I told you guys this, but the whole reason I'm kind of doing these Pinterest projects is honestly mainly for my own learning and skill development. I've done a handful of projects that I've completed, but this and just picking out random Pinterest projects, something simple, beginner level builds, has actually been a huge help to just kind of teach me new tips and tricks on stuff that's not overly complicated, and you can still manage to make it work even if you have mishaps along the way. So all these mishaps, I guess, that I have here and there, I'm really trying not to let it bother me too much. They're going to come along the way. These projects are just for my own self-development in the woodworking space. So yeah, anyways, nails are in. I'm going to now attempt to chop these off. I guess that was part of the reason why I didn't want to stain right away, was because I knew I was going to have to cut these off, and I've already stained. So we're going to see if it messes up the stain or not. I'm going to try to do it as clean as possible with my multi-tool. We're going to see if we can't just shave these off. Let me grab a battery. Don't really know what the best way to try to go about this is. All right. All right. Took off a little bit of stain. Honestly, not too bad. We're still going to have to sand these down, which again is probably just going to ruin the stain. But honestly, not bad at all. Let's try this one. See if we can go as good as we did that last one. Woo. Again, pretty successful. Didn't take off much stain. I guess I could probably try to trim this one down. That one was actually really good. Took off a little bit of stain, but we'll just have to go through with some touch up. What I am actually going to do now is, with the same tool, I'm going to, for the first time, use this sander that came with it. I've never actually used this thing before. We're going to see how well she does. Okay, sure. Let's give it a shot. I would like to say it seems to be working. Oh, okay. I think I kind of had to click it in or do something, because it just kind of popped in, and now I feel like it's really vibrating. Okay, now we're taking off a little bit more stain than I would have liked, but we're gonna have to come up and touch it up anyway, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. That one's already pretty small. All right, and again, took off way more stain than I would have liked. But honestly, guys, shebang, or shebang. I think I like this side as the front more. Hey, the fact that we didn't glue these in means we can actually rotate this to how we would like it. Yeah, I think that's badass. Give a good look at the sides. Have great character here. You can still see this back one pretty nicely. I think that's pretty darn good. I will be honest with you guys, it is slightly leaning. I'm not sure if you can see that from the video, which I could probably fix. But I don't know if I will. I mean, it's just kind of, I wonder if I take a clamp. See, the thing is, it's already nailed in. See, like, does that even make it better though? I don't think it does. Definitely squished it in a little bit more, but I don't know if that makes it better. The trick is always just more clamps. Now, does that make it better? That might make it a little bit better. What if I go ahead and pop nails now on the bottom? I need a hose reel is what I need. Anyways, that was just me venting. Ooh, I mean, it's better, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think it looks bad. This was something I was not gonna do. But hey, since we're all here having a good time, does this actually do anything? I mean, that's not bad. That could be better. It'll sit great. Seems fine. All right, well, I'm going to now go ahead and touch up the stain on the sides, and then I probably will put a clear coat over it just because I got time. So that'll be tonight. I'm gonna stain, do the touch-up work. Tomorrow I'll come back, probably do a quick time lapse of me clear coating it, and then some final end product pictures. And we should be sitting pretty nice. All right, we have dried stain. Beautiful looking project. Last thing we have to do, apply the top coat. Let's do it. All right, guys, well, that is going to do it for this week's video of the Koozie holder. I'm happy with how it turned out. Obviously, we had some mishaps along the way. We kind of gouged out these edges while drilling the holes. Hopefully, we can prevent that next time. Like I said earlier in this video, this whole series that I'm doing is really just for me to practice my woodworking skills and just document it along the way. Hopefully, building tips and tricks that I can share as I learn them and pass them on to you guys. You did enjoy this video as much as I enjoyed building it. It would mean a lot to me if you could hit a like, drop a comment. You gonna build this thing? Did you like it? What would you change about it? Let me know in the comments down below. And it would mean a lot to me if you guys would hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See ya.